Pisces, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late September, moving into early October 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Pisces collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do you got for us? What do you have for Pisces, gang? Late September, early October. What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Pisces. Late September, early October. What's happening? What's the vibe here? Let's get this first card out nice and quick. There we go. Ask and you shall receive. So there is this complexity showing up in the energy. I think I saw this for one of your zodiacal neighbors. I believe it was Aquarius. And this card to me, although it looks very simple on its face, to me has many, many layers. Okay. And listen, Pisces energy is complex. You know, I get it. But this could be a situation, it could be various things. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the September subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So if you look here, you can see we have this lady. It looks like she's just looking at herself in the mirror. There's multiple mirrors, multiple reflections. If you look a little closer, it's as if she's holding a mask over her face. So there's an energy of concealing. There's an energy of more layers. We have the Russian babushka dolls right there, which are layer upon layer upon layer, and all the little tchotchkes and knickknacks that are all over the desk. So when I see a card like this, where if you just glance at it, it's like, oh yeah, there's nothing to see here. But when you look closer, that's when more things start revealing themselves. So for some Pisces, maybe that's the deal with the situation you're in right now, where it's like, okay, that seems normal, but let me take a closer look. So for some of you, that's advice from spirit. Well, all right, Pisces, there's something you need to look a few layers deeper with. Or you just might be dealing with some complex stuff. It doesn't even have to be a situation. It could just be emotions. And trust me, as someone who is also part of the Pisces collective, I know the way we feel and experience things, it's not always black and white, right? There's a lot of gray area. There's a lot of ups and downs. So again, for some Pisces, you might just be feeling very complex things when this is here. So we're just going to let her chill out. I'm going to put her by the crystals. Maybe she'll feel a little better. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for Pisces. What do we got, please? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. So we've had a theme for a couple weeks, and last week's reading was titled An Unexpected Shift. And even the week before that, there was a lot of changeable, malleable type of energy. So again, for some Pisces, whether it's a change of feelings, change of emotion, a change of heart, a change in work circumstances, like there's a lot of energy that seems to be moving quicker than it usually does. So keep your head on the swivel over the next couple of weeks. There'll be a lot of things that are flipping on you. And again, that doesn't have to be a bad thing. That could be for the better. But we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for Pisces. What do we got? In late September, early October, please. Oh, there we go. Funny how I'm talking about change, and now we get the Hierophant, the least changeable card in the whole entire deck. And, you know, I love an action card in the beginning, so when we start with the Hierophant, I'm like, oh, okay, what are you? What are you? Let's get a couple more. I mean, Hierophant's not bad, not by any means. King of Pentacles. This energy is very sturdy, okay? So maybe the energy has reached its destination in one way or another, or let's get one more. Thank you. Okay, Ace of Swords, communication, messages, offers. Yeah, we're going to have to break this down. especially with the energy, because these are somewhat oppositional. I don't think it's bad. There could be a lot of really good stuff here, Pisces. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, I always look at the elements first, and we have a really large expression of earth energy this week. We got the Hierophant, which is Taurus energy. We got the King of Pentacles, more earth. And when we look at earth, that kind of represents the material world, right? And listen, as part of the Pisces Collective, I know that we have 1 foot in the material, 1 foot in the spiritual. Not much spiritual energy showing up here. So whether it's stuff that's going on around you, when I see a lot of earth, I think of money, I think of finance, I think of investments, I think of living situation, I think of family. So the world around us, the world that we exist in this material plane. The issue with it is sometimes it can feel stuck. So I find it intriguing that we go from 2 weeks of such malleable energy to set. Like this energy is set for one reason or another. And then we have the air right on the back, which is the total opposite. Air is the realm of the mind, the logic. It's very pragmatic. It's stern, it's serious, it's honest, it's to the point. Big communication vibes, and we'll talk about that card more in depth. So as you can see, the energy is very solid and then very fleeting. Let's go through this piece by piece and really start to build it out. Position number 1, the Hierophant. Now, as I already mentioned, this is the card that represents Taurus. So if you have Taurus connections or if you have placements there yourself, that could just be representing it. And this card is extremely, I don't want to say dynamic, but it's just intense when it comes to the symbolism because it can mean so many different things. So we see the big Pope sitting right there, and it looks like he's within a cathedral. He has like his people all around him. This is a card I'm just going to run through a list of various things that it could represent. It could represent institutions, so like corporations, churches. It could represent spirituality, governments, religious beliefs. The Hierophant is planted. It's an extremely traditional energy where it's like it has always been this way and it will always continue to be this way. So it's an energy that's been around for a long time. That's what we always think of here. As far as relationships go, Hierophant is one of the cards of commitment, long-term commitment, or people that we have been connected to for a very long time. It's official, it's buttoned up. It's not an energy that thinks outside the box. This energy is within the box, within the norms. So we do want to look at this further. Now, as far as the spiritual goes, even though it's earth, I do love this because it represents spiritual practices and rituals, especially if you're leaning into your spiritual practice. This is a really good thing. Now, what might be the issue with a card like the Hierophant? Since it is so firmly ingrained, it could be extremely stubborn. It could be an energy that's really difficult to move through or move with. So there could be something lingering around. I always say with the Hierophant, sometimes it could be a problem, or sometimes it could be something that's being a little difficult. Okay. Now, moving to the center, we have a very similar shade of energy showing up. We have the King of Pentacles. So again, earth sign energy, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. And usually Pisces gets along good with earth energy. So if you were like an air sign, I'd be concerned. But Pisces can work around earth energy, right? Like there's just something about the malleability of Pisces energy that can work with it. But if this isn't a person, kings represent control of their respective suit. So funny, we have the authority figure, which is the Pope, which is the Hierophant. And we have the authority figure, which is the King of Pentacles. So this energy seems to be like taking control of something. We're trying to set things in place. This could be really great for money. This could be really great for abundance, material world abundance, career things. So this isn't a bad thing, especially with all the earth. For a lot of Pisces, there could be big gains in the material world for you. But similar to the Hierophant, this is an energy that is really stubborn in its rougher sense, an energy that's really difficult to move through. And when we get the King of Pentacles in reverse, sometimes that's tower-like type of energy. So we do want to keep a very close eye on it. Now, moving to the back end, we do get a big gear shift as we move into the Ace of Swords, aka the Sword of Truth. Now, I love all aces. All aces are fresh, they're new, they represent offers and opportunities, whereas we have an energy here that seems particular, it's set in place. This is traditional, this is how it's always been, this is how it always will be. The Ace of Swords tends to think of new approaches, new ways to do things, new ways to tackle situations or problems. So I do like it for the problem solving skills. It's honest, straight to the point. So like if there's something you're looking for, a conversation you're wanting to have, the Ace of Swords is no BS. And it can be very stern and serious, similar to the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords. So we want to see, is this an offer? Is this an idea? Is this a conversation? Or is this just indicating the level of seriousness with something? All of that could be possible. Sometimes with the Ace of Swords, it could be a card that is very quick to cut things away. So keep that in mind. Whereas like these cards here, they keep things, they hold them. The Ace of Swords does not. The Ace of Swords will trim and prune things. So I want to dive deeper on all the Pisces. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. And yeah, so this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the Hierophant. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Pisces, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, why is the Hierophant here? Hopefully it's a good Hierophant. Keeping my fingers crossed. What do we got here? Why is the Hierophant in the mix? Thank you. This looks good to me, my friends. Okay. So we have the Lovers in the upright, big Gemini energy, very healing. Now, for some of you, this is going to split in two different ways. For some of you, yes, this could deal with partnerships. But for another portion of you, this is an extremely healing type of energy that we're picking up here. Now, notice Archangel Raphael, we got the Lovers who are Adam and Eve. So there's like this really strong spiritual, ritualistic tie. So again, any sort of spirituality, highly favored for the Pisces collective in this time. Now, if we're looking at relationships, I'm not sure what all of you are going through, but when I see the Hierophant and the Lovers, these are like marriage cards, or these are like long-term commitment, very important person, soul tie, twin flame, whatever label you want to slap on. This is either the arrival or the presence of someone that is extremely, extremely important for your life's journey. So if that's not something you have, keep the radar open, because there could be a very important person coming into your experience in the short-term future. This tells me that the door is open for that. Now, if this is something that you already have or someone that you've already met, there could be importance around the connection in this time. Not in a bad way, but I feel like it's just taking center stage. When I see the Lovers, aside from literally being the Lovers, with Archangel Raphael, it is just super healing. So again, for some of you, if you've been going through a process, dealing with something, working through something, Hierophant, Lovers, it's like I'm finally feeling better. I finally feel healed. It's not like a release. It could be an acceptance, but it's improvement either way. Let's keep moving. So yeah, keep your eyes out. Like if you don't have a long-term partner like this, one could arrive. Okay, really, really strong soul tie. Let's see what's up with the King of Pentacles. And you know, if you watch me on a regular basis, I don't normally give messages like that. I wouldn't consider myself a love reader alone. But let's see what's up with the King of Pentacles. Let's see what he has. Maybe we'll get a different vibe. Imagine the Two of Cups comes out. Let's see what's up with the King. Thank you. Nope. And this is good. This is even better. So I think for a lot of Pisces, things are going to start clicking in multiple areas of life, because on the front end here, we have the spiritual, we have the partnerships, now we have the material. So we have the Fool card in the upright. Love it. Fresh, new type of energy. So all that stuff I was getting nervous about with the earth energy, I'm no longer nervous about. We have a lot of powerful, dynamic major arcana this week. The Fool represents Aries. Aries represents action. That is your zodiacal neighbor. So when I see the Fool, it's like, yeah, let's start this journey. So for a lot of Pisces, there could be a brand new journey, new chapter, new cycle starting. Really, really good. But especially under this King of Pentacles, the full expression of the Pentacle suit with this card, yeah, this is like an explosive win with the fire, or like just a massive one where it's like, wow. Like I feel like I'm starting with a head start. Like, you know how sometimes when you're a kid, if you race somebody, like you get a 10-second head start? That's how this feels to me. So for Pisces, expect for various things to start clicking into place, whether it's relationships, whether it's your material world, career, business. To me, it's like, oh, I got a head start. I got to step up on somebody here. It's massive, and it comes in fast with the Fool card. So again, explosive. Let's keep moving. I love it. So far, I'm really happy about this reading, Pisces. Let's keep moving over to the Ace of Swords. I'd claim it. Let's see why the Ace of Swords is here, please. Then we'll do our recap before we get into the shadow. I mean, I'd probably have to say this might be the best, or at least top two in the Zodiac this week as far as the overall energy goes. So very, very claimable. And yeah, there it is again. We got the King of Cups, a.k.a. Kyle of Cups himself without a beard, in the upright, chilling there with his goblet. He seems happy. He seems content. And right here on the back end is just the perfect balance of logic, the brain, and the heart. So to me, it feels like we're going to be hitting on all cylinders, Pisces. It seems like every area of life is going to start shifting for the better and moving to a place of improvement, which I think is really, really nice. So all that malleable energy I've been seeing for weeks, it seems like it's actually going to start settling down and materializing here. So the King of Cups, this is a Pisces power card. And we see him sitting there again, just like the King of Pentacles, the full expression of the cup suit. So the emotions, the feelings. It's a very balanced card, and he represents matters of the heart, whereas this is matters of the logic, the mind, very pragmatic. So when I get the Ace of Swords and the King of Cups, it's like whether this is really good or exciting news coming in, or it's just approaching things in the right way. To me, I don't want to sound like too cocky for you guys, but it's like I can't lose type of energy. It's like no matter what happens, I always do the right thing. It's like whatever the situation calls for. So I think for right now for Pisces, strike while the iron's hot because the energy is extremely supportive and it feels like you can't lose. Feels like you can't go wrong. Which is a very unique place to be. And you know, I'm a very honest reader. If I was seeing some funkiness, I would tell you. To me, it seems like a lot of stuff is going to start firing on all cylinders. It's just that you kind of have to meet the universe halfway. When these things fall into your lap, what do you do with them? So let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow. Beautiful reading this week. Tons of lovely energetic potential that could have long lasting implications. But position number one, we have the Hierophant with the Lovers in the upright. Beautiful layering of energy, highly spiritual. So, again, any spiritual endeavor is highly favored. Connecting with your inner voice, connecting with Source. Really nice. For those of you that are not in a strong connection right now, keep your eyes open. There could be a very important person coming into your experience that might shift the dynamic of how your life moves forward. For another portion of you, if that's what you already have, if you do have a soul tie, soulmate, twin flame, whatever label we want to put on it, that relationship will be taking center stage for some reason. Moving to the center, we got the King of Pentacles with the Fool in the upright. There's new energy, there's old energy, but it all seems to work together. To me, I said this is a win that comes in quick, so it's either an explosive win or just a massive one. It feels good. And then moving to the back end, we got more. It's like we got win after win after win. We're firing on all cylinders. I can't lose. Ace of Swords with the King of Cups. It's like no matter what happens, I'm always making the right move. Whether I'm dodging a problem or I'm stepping into the right opportunity, it's like I'm hitting the jackpot every time. I have a head start. So I think this is beautiful, Pisces. Please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. And for those, listen, if you're a cross watcher too, now's a good time with anything with your Pisces, okay? Depending on your situation. But let's get you a shadow card. And yeah, I always like to pull one of these at the back end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this going here. What do we got for Pisces gang? What do we got for our good friends? Thank you. Okay, so Eight of Pentacles. Again, there's something here with the material world, Pisces. Now could be a time of abundance, a season of abundance. Eight of Pentacles is a card that I normally link to career, but I already told you within this week's reading itself, I'm seeing multiple areas of life, whether it is work, whether it's relationships, whether it's just how you're existing. It seems like everything is lining up right. Now, I feel overall, if I were to pick one area of life that looks the most exciting to me, it would be the material world aspects. This Eight of Pentacles, pardon me, is a hard-working energy. Now, the downside to this, the shadow side of the Eight of Pentacles, is really important because this is a card that could sometimes force things. Okay, so again, if you're in the flow state, if you are on your purpose and you are on the right path, you don't have to force a damn thing, Pisces, especially with how I see this energy lining up. So with the Eight of Pentacles showing up in the shadows, it's just very important to not force anything, good, bad, or indifferent. Get into that flow state and just let it flow. So we're just going to leave it at that, my good friends, Pisces. And yeah, that's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details. The September subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation, you could book a personal reading with me at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The September calendar is already live, so we could have ourselves a little chat. But for the September subscriber surprise, giving away 3 copies of one of my favorite decks ever, the Everyday Witches Tarot. It's great for beginners and experienced readers. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the zodiac signs, which ones do you get along best with? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As usual, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.